Hi everybody, welcome to Take 10. My name is Bruce Vonder Haar. This is a segment in partnership with Joplin Schools, Jet 14, and the Joplin Globe. This week we have more sports for you, and we're going to talk to Joplin High School varsity tennis coach Sean McWilliams. And Coach McWilliams is with us now. First of all, Coach, it's the spring season already, and before we talk about your tennis season, you are also the assistant boys basketball coach at Joplin, and the season just ended. You guys made it to the second round of districts this year. Talk about just in general, how do you think the season went for the varsity this year?
We had a tough schedule this year, as most people know. We were pleased with making it to the second round. Of course, you know, we never like to lose, so getting eliminated in the second round was disappointing for us. Central, a ranked team in the state, we had a tough opponent, but you know, if you look back at our season, there was only 3 games that we lost to non-district finalists, and every opponent that we did lose to was in the district finals except for 3, and 2 were Kansas teams that still remain. But you know, overall the kids improved. We had a really good group of kids, and that makes a difference in the season. But you know, we had our ups and downs as any season goes. And but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you know, you look to the future, and next year you had a junior class this year that's very talented, obviously. And next year they're coming back as seniors. You have a good core of kids coming back. So next year, for Coach Spires, yourself, Coach McDuffie, the whole staff, should be another, if not better, season for you guys next year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we had a couple key losses as far as players and athletes. From this past season that we hope are become active for next year, but bringing back the juniors that you're discussing it's definitely great for us, and we're excited about it. We've already started off-season preparation and open gyms and weights, and kids are working really hard at it, and we're excited about next season as well.
Well, now tennis season is here. Practice is underway, I know. You've been the tennis coach here for 7 years?
7 years.
7 years, yeah. And you coach girls and boys tennis here. Let's talk about the boys first. Just practice is underway, like we mentioned. When did this matches start? When does the actual season start for you guys?
We start the week after spring break, so it's coming up pretty quick for us. And you know, we're only returning 2 of our top 6 from last year, but fortunately we're returning the last year's state champion, John Lazenby. So. Excited, you know, everyone would be excited to have a state champion back, and I definitely am, and he's improved a lot from last season, but he has a tough road ahead of him. There's only been a couple returning state champions that have won it the next year, so he has a tough task at hand, and as a team, I've got 27 boys out, so a large number for us, and I've got some kids that are willing to work and to improve. So I think overall, yeah, we're inexperienced, but we should have a pretty successful season if they continue to work as hard as they have so far.
Let's talk about John Lazenby, because I get a chance to talk to him a lot too. And you know, I know one of his goals last year was obviously to win the state championship. He did that, a great accomplishment for him. Now he comes back, and you know, it's almost like, hey, I proved myself already. You know, and obviously being back-to-back state champions would be a nice goal. But what does he really have to work on? Because he's already proven he's the best player in the state. What does he have to do now to get better and better?
Well, you know, off-season is definitely crucial for a talented player like him, and so he has put in his time, and he's had a couple injuries in the off-season, but you know, he's recovered from them, and he's improved his game. But you know, winning state, he's not relaxed. He wants it again. I mean, he tasted it last year, and he wants to taste it again this year, and he knows how hard it is to achieve that goal, and he knows that, you know, this season's going to be even a tougher task for him. You know, he played Paul Nahon in the finals from Glendale, and he played Paul 6 times last year, so he's going to get an opportunity to play him a lot this season, and Paul was only a freshman last year, so you know, he's going to improve a lot from last season, and so John's got to match that along with a lot of other talented players out there from St. Louis and Kansas City. So he's very motivated. You know, we're trying to find a college for him right now, and so he wants to improve for that as well. But you know, first and foremost, he loves to be the captain of the team. He loves his teammates, and he loves Joplin. sports, and he's a big supporter. If you went to any basketball games, you saw him out there, and he really loves Joplin, and that's what I'm most proud of, because you find that in individual sports sometimes they go their own way, and he's always a team player and looks at the team aspect first. So great kid to have on your
very, very nice young man, nice kid to have around. The top 6 are varsity players, is that correct? So how does that work? You mentioned you have 27 in the program.
Right.
How do you, I guess it's just head-to-head in practice, or how do you select that top 6? How does that work?
Well, it's a difficult task. Every team does it a little different. The way that I structure it is we have a first 3 or 4 days of practice to introduce tennis to some of the players that have never picked up a racket before. I mean, I have some players that come out that know nothing about the sport. They just know that they want to learn about it and to get better at it. And I have maybe a different philosophy from other coaches, but I see tennis as 2 areas: a recreational sport for someone who just wants a lifelong sport that they can go out and enjoy, and then the competitive side of it too. The kid that wants to, like John, that wants to win state, that wants to move on at the college level and play and compete. So, I have a no cut system. And one of the few teams around that does that. We're fortunate though to have the court space that we do have. The new Joplin Athletic Complex is a great complex to be able to participate in, and the City of Joplin's done a wonderful job of giving us the opportunity to play out there and practice out there. But to answer your question, the way that I structure it after the first few days of practice is I will seed all players in a draw, just like you would see in NCAA tournament. We'll put together a 32 draw with 5 buys, of course, with 27 players, and I'll seed them according to what I see, what I've seen from the past or for the first 3 or 4 practices, and then we just play it out. We play out every spot, and they're in the middle of that right now. Yesterday we started that, so it'll take 3 to 4 days to finish that.
And what's really unique is John's sister Rachel is also a very good tennis player, and she, I think in the fall, you coached her, and I think she made it to the state finals. Is that right? So
she placed third.
Third, okay.
Yeah, she made it to the semifinal and then took third place. Another, just a great family. Rachel's a tremendous player. Same, different than John. Kind of a different mentality. Each kid's a little different. But she works really hard at it. She's in the off season right now, and she's been practicing almost every day, and she wants that state title too. So, and not just her. She's got an older sister as well that played for me, who's currently playing at Rockhurst University in Kansas City, Hannah Lazenby, and she was very successful in our tennis program. So a great family to have for any coach.
And how many state champions have you coached?
2.
2, yeah.
Joplin's only had 2 state champions, individual state champions, and Melissa Hoffmeister in 2005, she won the individual state title, which she was the only girl from Southwest Missouri, including all the Springfield schools, to win state. And then John is the first boy from Joplin to win state. Aaron Rosenberg and Laura Hoffmeister won state doubles few years before I came, but individual side, it was only Melissa and John. And
that's Joplin Eagles head tennis coach Sean McWilliams, also the assistant varsity basketball coach as well. You're watching Take 10. It's a partnership between Joplin Schools, Jet 14 on the Joplin High School campus, and the Joplin Globe. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.